The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Handoff to Carey to start the drive. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. A week ago, they dominated in the trenches. They got in the backfield for 5 sacks, setting the tone there, one on the opening drive.
And it sets the tone for the opposing team, doesn't it? Remember when you were a kid and you went to the theater and saw that horror movie and it stuck with you for a while and you were a little bit jumpy? Well, if you saw 5 sacks the previous week and you're the quarterback, he might be a little jumpy as well. Might throw off his timing.
Yeah, it'd be jumpy, but sorry, Bob and Linda wouldn't let me see a PG movie until I was 17.
Well, that's just good parenting.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Here we go now. Blue 90.
Now a handoff looking right. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Now they try the right side here. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
But forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front. And a lot of times that is one-on-one. If you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. So quick on the spin.
Oh, he's spinning, man.
And he probably should have stayed in the end zone. He'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a two-game losing streak can have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
Leopard! Gun!
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Leopard! No. Check. Patriot!
They'll toss it to Hunt. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Now after the run by Hunt, here's 1st and 10.
Green 39! Over!
They'll run. This is Hunt. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
They go play action here on 1st down. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
All right, now, lucky 56.
They're going to look to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. They'll look to throw. And he's going to go down again.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Back now to begin the second quarter with Charles Davis. Back to throw now in his own end zone. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they're going to get this all the way out past the 20. A good pickup there, a 22.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That goes for a gain of 31. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And I think the Chiefs have it. They do. He let one slip away last week as well. So now 2 fumbles lost in as many weeks.
Well, we were out at practice, and we watched him work. And what did his quarterback coach talk about all week?
Being a 2-hand monster.
And we looked at each other. 2-hand. Oh, I get it. 2-hand monster. Both hands on the football. Taking care of it. Putting it away so the ball doesn't get dropped.
Flash the stick skills on that run, but then stop shy of the 35. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
Now carry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And he's taken down inside the 30. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a 1st down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back 11-yard gains, and they've got another 1st down.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
Leopard!
Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, 1st and goal.
Detroit! Detroit!
The toss to carry. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. A great effort there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Chiefs are in for 6.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down. Now a handoff looking right. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. They'll drop to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
And now here comes Kansas City. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Lucky 56. Gone.
And with the play clock reading 4, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And going, and got his man, complete. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Southern California after this. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. The Chiefs on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. This is Hunt. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. The Charger offense making their way back out there. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction.
Detroit! Detroit!
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Back to throw. And he comes back with one complete. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains, and really it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him.
They'll set up a throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But a Chargers player was able to fall on it, and they'll keep possession. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. They'll look to throw here. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. Going up top. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Here's Drew Kaiser now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And taken right on the 30. So we've reached half. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Ready for the start of the 3rd quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this 3rd quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the 2nd half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The Chargers on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll run it now out of the gun. The 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. Well, the passing game right now for them, not overly impressive. Last week he hit on right at 50%. This week he's under 50%.
And it's not just on him. Protection, a few breakdowns along the way that's made him get off the spot. Receivers not getting their way open downfield. The coverage has been awfully tight. They've got to all get together and find ways to make this passing game get in gear. Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've hit at 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Looking deep downfield. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Hill. And they'll get him down up past the 15. That'll go for a gain of 13, helping big time to get away from that end zone. First down. Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. 1st and 10 at the 18. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And they'll get him down here at the 23. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Gun, gun! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Hot! Over!
On play action, they'll throw. And Hill with it over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Here we go now. Blue landing. Blue landing. Over. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Hot.
Looking to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Hot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Detroit. Hot. Watch it now, Barney. Hot.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
Well, when he feels the pressure, naturally he likes going to his left, as most left-handed quarterbacks do. But this time he tries to let this go on the run, and it's going to wind up getting intercepted.
Set. Blue landing. Blue landing. Hot. Hot.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they've bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. He'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And now here comes Kansas City. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
They'll start with Hunt on the ground. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
They'll set up to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Marsh. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on 3rd down. Back now at the StubHub Center in Carson. The Chiefs on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
He'll look to throw. He's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Here's Brian Anger now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to, you and your brothers just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle yourselves.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
Gone, 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 gone.
They'll run with Carey. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15. Well, I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense. And they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right. Back to throw here. And that one's going to be over everybody in the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow Incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Hasn't been his best afternoon on the ground, far from it, but a critical third down conversion.
His afternoon just got better. All right, you're exactly right. Hasn't been his best in terms of yardage, but that run there, that's the one your teammates look to you and go, okay, that's what we want from you. That's what we need. Now they have a chance to keep moving forward and a chance.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So 2nd and inches after that 1st down completion went just shy of the marker. And they'll run it here. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. So just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 23 yards on the play. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
And he did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school. Give him 7 yards on the carry, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Lucky 56.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. A great play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Chargers have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. important extra point up and through. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Spins past it. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. This has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is, he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
He's back to throw. Hard throw, incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Detroit! Gone! Over!
Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it looks like the Chargers are going to win this thing. Now they try the right side here. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Here we go now.
And they'll go on the ground. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the 4th. Hard to believe.
Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it?
Yep. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. And they will take a knee here. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it.
I don't know about you, partner, but watching them take the knee there and finish this one off, I feel like I'm going to be sore tomorrow. This was one bruising affair. Low scoring, but my kind of football.
Not a work of art, but maybe in your world, a little bit of a work of art. You like the defensive side.
I thought it was pretty. I can't help myself. I thought it was pretty.
And it ends in a kneel down as the clock rolls down to zeros. Well, Charles, the old saying, the old cliche, if you will, points at a premium, that certainly applied here, didn't it?
And that almost felt like opened up a time capsule, didn't it? Old school football, low scoring, close game. What a way to finish it up.
You loved it, didn't you? You loved the defenses.
I certainly did. Brought back the images of the game of old.
So for the home team here, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. From Southern California, so long, everybody.